Good evening! It's Tuesday, July 5th, 2022. Welcome back to BoomerRexTonight, your daily source for news and politics. I'm a RisenLadyHeathen. Hey, asshole! What separates our show from other Millennial news podcasts?
That I'm pretty sure the ringing in my ear means the worms are about to make it to my brain, and I'm going to shuffle off this mortal coil, and it's your problem.
Yeah, but you go weird first.
There we go. Yeah, well,
We have a boomer, and not just any boomer. We have Mr. BoomerRex himself.
Yeah, good evening.
You two eat, sleep, breathe politics, and I'm learning that's three unique perspectives we share along with the facts from our literal round table.
Seriously, every time I fucking check, I don't know why there's something wrong with me. I blame the worms.
Last night we introduced my spawn Sleet to you once again. He's been on our show previously, the Christmas time episodes, I believe. But anyway. So he is back with us for the summer, so we now have a fourth perspective, and a Gen Z one at that. So I think we've covered...
And one of the ones that doesn't eat Tide Pods or any of the other things that annoy me too much.
That's right.
So well done. Let's be
I don't want to be locked in with that group, but at the same
Yeah.
time, they're the same age range as me,
Yeah.
and I know some of the people who
No,
do it,
and
so...
it... Part
Did
of
you
it...
have anyone do the milk crate challenge? Did you have a friend who lost, like, just their whole face? Like, from
Good.
smashing on
No,
No,
faces
but-
are for closers, motherfucker.
No, but
Faces,
there was a kid
hands,
who
feet.
disappeared from school.
That's why you're
and,
losing them Americans. You're not close.
Yeah, let's just say he may or may not have done something really stupid from one of the internet challenges.
Good.
There's
Fuck
a
'em.
lot of kids that we just don't see again. Other
Be on
than...
fire, too. That's my favorite.
Yeah, we did the, was it multiple sclerosis challenge
Yeah.
where people were throwing ice water and so forth. So we filled up the bucket on one of the tractors from across the way. I mean, filled it up and then dumped it on me and my daughter because we were challenging another father-daughter team, right? And or had been challenged by, I don't remember.
Anyway.
Anyway, fuck me. A bucket full of water? That weighs a lot. It was like being hammered. So
Yeah.
I was shocked how, and so it's easy to look at something and say, that's not going to be a problem. And then when you do it, it didn't turn out the way it was supposed to.
To be fair, though, when something is labeled as poisonous, do
Oh, yeah.
not eat.
Oh, yeah. No, the Tide
story.
Pod challenge.
My personal favorite, and I'm going to feel a little bad, is the one who did the rubbing alcohol challenge.
Setting himself on fire.
His stepmom set one.
Oh, cool.
Good job, Step.
And the evil part of me has got to be like, oh, she knew. It's like,
Yeah,
oh, no, I can try. I'm going to get away with it.
Yep.
I'm going to get to burn this motherfucker.
Anyway, and then, of course, there's the guy who was proving that a Metropolitan phone book could stop a Desert Eagle 50.
It
Alright.
cannot stop a desert eagle.
I
It didn't.
was surprised by the cinnamon challenge and how many people that, like,
Actually,
really hurt. And I think it might have.
How did the cinnamon challenge hurt you?
Oh. You
take a-
aspirate the powder.
Oh, never mind.
you eat the raw cinnamon powder, and that can cause a
Because
lot of
a
problems.
lot of them had their first reaction to be, and so they
Gag it inside.
and
breathe
you
it all
like
in.
hyper maced yourself.
Shit. Okay.
So there's your creepy feeling.
See, and that's not even up on the challenges. Damn,
know.
that's sad.
I don't even know what.
Can
I don't
you
even
tell
want
us?
to know what the
So-
bullshit is.
What originally started my part of this digression was the agreement of your saying, I don't want to be lumped in with that group, but I didn't either back when we used to be Gen Y. As you age, it annoyingly fucking tightens up because we are very bad at predicting what everyone wants, but we are very good at predicting what everyone will be nostalgic about.
Yep.
Yeah, true.
Sadly.
It's because you remember very ass little,
Yeah,
and so
It
it's
has to
just the
stick
things
out.
that everyone saw.
yeah.
Yep.
So you're telling me that years from now, you guys are going to be going,
Oh, they're actively.
you remember Fred Jones who killed himself with the Tide Pod?
Oh, fuck no. No, all this
Oh.
stuff's on the chaff side of.
Okay.
But he was saying he didn't want to be lumped in with the Gen Z kids, and
Yeah,
yeah, no, because we say the same thing about them every time, right? They value personal and individual experience over loyalty to the corporation.
Yeah.
Because yeah, we're about to kick those kids in the neck economically. Why? Because then we're gonna have a bonus. Are you a manager? Yes or no? And that's kind of what we've done for 40 years.
All right, so
Annoying.
let's dig right into our headline.
Behold examples.
Oh no.
They came from where?
Uh-oh.
So the Wake Forest Institute for Regenerative Medicine has been exploring the use of stem cells for tissue regenerative effects. And their recent study, which was published in the Frontiers of Cell, and focused on how telomerase activity affects regenerative potential of these and other types of stem cells. Okay, that's kind of cool. Yeah, the telomerase, that's the little knot at the end of the DNA, right? So lots of things that telomerase can help with. And they've done it with a wide variety of derived stem cell types and so forth. And yes, telomerase works on this new round of stem cells that they found, which come pre-matched, genetically matched, because they take them from your urine.
Oh, fuck yes.
I love it.
Oh, you have no idea the great sigh of relief you should breathe there, Sleet, because they are figuring out the more of the younger kid juice they just inject right into their eyeballs like smack, they can be younger. Like, we are heading towards economic vampirism in a way that, like, it was always going to be metaphorical. Shit. And now we're going to throw a bunch of Gen Zers into the thing. And it turns out, no, we may not have to. Oh, that is so good. I was so worried for you guys. They're not going to take me. I'm already all fucked up.
Oh, I was already talking about asking him to donate some blood to me to see if it would make me younger.
Oh, God.
Don't.
Some of these are not destructive of the sort.
Dying as a
but
buck bag, Morty.
anyway,
Yep.
the idea of
Then how can I get fresh blood?
Because you're going to hang him up in the garage and drip feed him stuff.
That's weird. Why are we? He's my son. I don't need to do any of that. I just asked politely.
oh,
Yeah,
he's going to
that's
get tired of it. You will need a cage.
I know the story's going to end the other way. It's going to be like, okay, fine. Clone him. We'll hang the clones. They're not really my son, so it's okay.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. See?
So anyway, I thought this was
Just
neat
make it,
Yeah.
because they come
like,
pre-matched.
pile of bones
That
and
is a
have them
huge
replicate
deal.
instead of
Yeah.
having conscious people do it like we do with
No,
mice.
that's going to...
No,
lot
in
of other
another
things.
4 years, you can just
I-
go.
that
have
just
a
sorts
baby,
out
and then
harvesting
I can use the baby
and-
blood.
That's cute.
I mean,
It's
what we're
younger
doing.
blood.
And I would like
Probably
us to
better.
look at all the other places where we, like, shed off great
what we're doing
whatevers
right
of
now
things.
with,
And
pigs.
Yeah.
urine's a good
Whole bunch
choice.
of medicines
Yeah.
that we
Since we
previously
pee-
got.
like-
Well, I wouldn't have
Pigs,
guessed
just
there were
throw them
stem
in the
cells
lab.
in urine, but yeah, sure. Yeah, apparently there are.
Sounds.
I'm not
good.
surprised there are cells in urine, so
Yeah.
I just figure there's kind of whatever is near the hole when your body's like, all right, shit going out now.
All right. Up next, fuck 'em. Who are we telling to fuck off now?
No coffee yet.
The top security official, Colonel whatever, from the Supreme Court has asked Maryland Governor and Montgomery County Executive Mark Elrich, asking that they enforce the laws that are on the books to stop the picketing in front of the homes of the justices. Who
Okay,
are
yeah, fuck 'em.
very upset because they're being picketed and it's interfering with their quality of life.
You heard that these people were perfectly fine with picketing outside the homes of people who work at abortion clinics, right? How is this any different?
They appear to have been perfectly fine with the execution of people who
Yeah.
worked in abortion clinics.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, they killed like 17 of them with bombs and shit
Yeah.
over the years.
So anyway,
So yeah, they're gonna have to deal with a little bit some hippies standing outside your house.
apparently it looks like they might have a little picket go round where they're going to various different justices' house and so
Aye,
forth. And
that-
oh my God, they're banging drums and they're using bullhorns and other forms of violence against the.
Wait.
This is-
Drums and blowhorns are violence now?
Of course they are to pig fuckers like.
This is why I spend every extra turn I get for being clever to make sure that we do not define violence downward. The rude thing that was said to the young kid that I'm like, we're not that cannot be called violence unless one of the monkeys is striking another. Fuck off.
No, I would consider if they say like had a chicken and was holding it by the blowhorn and then like chopped the head off of it. Maybe that's a kind of violence or
No.
suggesting violent acts.
No.
Did it hurt a human? Then it's not violence.
Yeah,
I think my question is, why does their immediate reaction make them stop as opposed to, why are they doing this?
Oh, they
You
know why
well-
they're doing it. They don't care. That's
Yeah.
Exactly.
The bigger-
And
No,
they're-
and it's not-
They're privileged people and shouldn't have to put up with.
which I would actually
because they
take.
paid a lot of money
They
for
paid
their
a lot of money
house.
to get rid of us.
I would take that as a wildly more honest argument if they're like, there's no point in protesting. And
Yeah, we're not going to change our opinions, so knock it off.
all of my loyalty
Anyway.
on this side of this equation lies with the fact that, damn, I wish there was more people, because it should actually be around the block, because you don't want to inconvenience the justice. I mean, that's a happy-ass bonus.
Yeah.
What you want is his neighbors to hate his ass.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Well, I expect the ones next door do.
Oh, no, that's why I want to go around the block.
Yeah,
You need
okay.
enough people to ring their house with good humans.
Yeah. So anyway,
Sort of Care Bear stare 'em, but different.
it interferes with their enjoyment of their property.
Furries.
Good. That's the point. It's
Yeah.
supposed to.
In any
'em.
case, it's been answered.
You're
The
going to
county,
cry
exec-
about it now? Come on.
the
Solution.
county executive of
Stop being
Montgomery
jackasses.
County responded that the law cited is likely a violation of the First Amendment, and a previous court case refused to enforce it. As long as individuals are assembling on public property and not blocking access to private residences, they are permitted to be there.
Yeah.
The Fairfax County
Oh, no.
Police Department put out a statement saying that it was responsible for maintaining public safety and in protecting the constitutional rights of our community members, including the First Amendment protected speech and the right to peacefully assemble.
Good.
Oh,
Oh,
no.
I say if the court.
Oh, shucks,
If-
Lil Kavanaugh.
Oh,
Hold on. If the
repercussions
courts
for our actions.
do try to do something about this, I say that these cops just don't answer calls.
Yep.
Just
Careful down
don't
that
show
road.
up.
Down that, look, I'm all for nullification of, like, a dangerous amount of...
No, show up for everything else.
Social
But
restriction.
when they call to complain about the protesters, just
If you're okay with it for one thing, we're going to have to entertain the argument for it on the next things.
Yeah.
Which I'm not particularly against. Like, one of the downsides of a lot of this is the EPA ruling that is quite fucking problematic. Also sets up a really good shot on the 1934 National Firearms Act. And maybe I need some of those belt fed. I don't, but I also know that's never what's used to rob a liquor store. And I can think of no compelling reason. Like, up until we get into, like, self-forging rounds and some serious anti-tank shit and anti-air stuff, I can't think of a good reason why Americans can't have it.
Yeah.
And if you can't get it done with that, what the fuck are you doing? Like, so,
fair.
which makes this new activist court kind of awkward, because, like, shit, one thing I kind of agree with. And not really, but we needed to sort a lot of that out, and I think it lets us start from a position of, oh, no, sorry, they said all those sweetheart deals you had with the EPA, we can't do that, because we can't give them power. Now you're fucked, stupid.
So if you can fill in the name of the cop show, do, but this is boomer humor. Have you ever fired a bazooka?
I do believe he'll speak.
Yeah, I fired one when I was in the Army. Yeah, sure. Outdoors.
Yeah. Yeah,
Oh,
no,
God.
exactly. I think the best argument against somebody buying one of those 50 cal assault rifles the Russians are, like, pretending to have
Jesus.
is firing one.
Yeah, can you imagine?
I can't imagine pulling the trigger a second time unless the refrigerator got up again.
All right. Meanwhile, in Ukraine.
Russia has invested an extraordinary number of troops and resources and reserves and so forth, and they've taken a couple of cities. Now the front line lies largely along a river that the Russians have demonstrated they have a hard time getting across.
Fuck, man, doing rivers
So-
is hard.
Yeah.
This is not even, like, the Russians have been horrifically shitty in the field, wildly shittier than anything I ever believed. But, damn, this is probably...
So anyway, a number of the units that were involved in taking the two cities are recovering and relaxing, which is Russian code for we killed 40% of them and they're
you're nicer
having to
than
be
I am.
reconstituted. So
This is when your officers are selling your location to Western intelligence agencies for
yeah, you
cash
see,
money.
you stole a story
Sorry.
from tomorrow night. Screw you! Don't do it again. No, it's fine.
No, I heard that, and fuck, man.
Yeah.
Now, what's even better is, I hope that's a lie.
Well, it's
I
a
hope
good
the whole thing-
entrepreneurial
Oh my
take
god,
on-
right? No, but shut up. This is so much better, because there's a lot of officers who are going to go start through the track park, and they ain't ever coming out the other
I know.
side.
Yeah.
Like, this is how you get an army to eat itself alive.
Yep.
Oh yeah.
there's
They've
the-
already had a lot of problems.
That. I need a gajillion drones, America. I would absolutely bring the internet to the front line. so that those troops who are like consolidating and whatevering
Yep.
have good hard Facebook connections, and
Yep.
they can see all the world news that they can get to.
All right, so go to BoomerRexTonight, no spaces on Facebook. Get a link to our Patreon and give us $1 so we can get that airship and we can go over there and actually like fuck with some
Help.
shit.
Yeah.
Oh my god, yeah, that'd be funny.
All right.
That's vagishly better than dropping frat boys with the drones.
One of the officers I worked for in Germany, I guess I can tell the whole story, was shot by one of his troops.
Oh yes.
And anyway, the Alpha Company commander responded by scheduling, shot and not killed.
Yeah.
And the Alpha Company, yes. So the Alpha Company commander scheduled remedial rifle marksmanship for the battalion. So
It's
anyway,
a goddamn lulu, and it wasn't far. It was like 100 meters.
yeah,
All
no, it was a
right.
nice shot, and he missed.
Death cult. What's going on here?
Oh, didn't mean to.
Another one?
Yeah.
Well, the one,
Yeah.
right? The point is the Republican Party has become a death cult, right? The Christian nationalists, the Trumpistas, etc.
Yeah.
Look no further than the campaign of Senator Doug Mastriano, who is now the Republican nominee for governor in Pennsylvania. He's going to get beaten because he's crazy out of his mind. But his
We
core
say that a
support,
lot.
I mean, I think Trump winning the presidential election is proof that no matter how crazy you
Grossest story I heard about
well, he
that
lost the most recent
was the
one
VPs at MSNBC
and got
saying
fairly stomped.
the reason he got so much favorable coverage was that everyone knew he'd be so easy to beat.
You think?
Right.
Way to go,
And
Democrats, if you
have
get it
supported
right.
Crazy.
Now you got to win the goddamn election. Otherwise, we got a crazy in the state house. But
Another one.
yeah, in the governor's mansion.
I'm sure that won't be a problem.
So anyway, his core support is a fusion of QAnon, far-right patriot movement, and the revivalist New Apostolic Reformation, which views him as, and I quote, a military and political leader in advancing the biblically prophesied end times. So folks, if you're voting Republican, you're voting for some folks who are actively trying to bring about the end times.
They're gonna force the fucking rapture. It's gonna be dope. Just ask them.
Yeah, I don't think it's going to be the rapture. I
No,
think
because
it's
once
gonna be-
everyone dies, then God can't kick us out.
Yeah.
We're
So-
They're advocating we rush the fucking door to the club. I've never actually seen that work for as long as you want it to.
Yeah. So anyway, again, a real live,
Yeah.
honest to God death cult. So hey, go right ahead.
Well, most easily identified based on the fact that if you look at their rhetoric they're using, right, with the Satanism and the various other things and the eating or drinking or whatever it is they're verbing to the children, the only response to those is violence. Right? That's the obvious outcome. Why would you do anything else?
Yeah.
It's the same reason that before this got as heavy as it did, there was a big push on the right variations on shooting your local pedophile. And yeah, partly because it's a group that no one's going to stand in defense of, because yeah, no shit.
All right, an old ally on the run.
This one pissed me the fuck off.
Who's this? What's going on now?
Planned Parenthood of Montana will no longer be providing medication abortions to patients in South Dakota and 3 other states, which have trigger laws. They're kind of an island of rationality in the, sea of stupidity that is the GOTP. So anyway,
Remind me, I've got a gross question after this.
yeah. Fuller's email, she said, has seen a significant number of patients seeking care from South Dakota. At this point, every state bordering Montana has trigger laws in place, with South Dakota already in effect in Wyoming and North Dakota to follow in a month. They filed a lawsuit in Idaho's Supreme Court to block their trigger law. But she said the risks around cross-state provision of service are currently less than clear, with the potential for both civil and criminal action for providing abortions, right? So again, they didn't even have to pass the law,
Yep.
right, in Montana.
Yeah.
They have Planned Parenthood is now intimidated about providing So again,
Yep. No, Missouri's got a cute trick. They're test ballooning about tying it to any pregnancy beginning or resulting from actions in their state. Which they've got to throw their hook somewhere. We'll see.
yep.
Right. Again, at some level, if this gets successfully appealed all the way up, I wonder how it comes down.
Yeah.
No, my gross question is, so is it nobler to continue to service the rest of the healthcare needs? Or do you collapse it all? Sort of.
No, I think you're doctors. I think you do the best you can. I see a lack of nerve here that bothers me, but I understand that the intent was to intimidate them.
Yeah.
And so
It's working, obviously.
it's
so.
working. I don't think it should be. I think some of them should be standing up, but they are still performing a useful service.
Yeah, well, that's
So-
how I got to my question is, right?
Yeah.
What is the intimidation factor? And the answer is they don't want to get sued for $1 gajillion
Yeah.
and not be able to do the rest of
No, the
medical
one I'm
stuff.
waiting for is they're beginning to talk about, they told Uber if they offered transportation for abortion in the state of Texas,
Yeah.
that they would be forbidden to operate in the state of Texas. They would pass a law to that effect. I can think of a major aerospace company that has agreed to provide, right? Which I think ought to leave
I think
Texas.
the enforcement
but-
on that will be selective. Right? It's like Florida punching Disney. I think Florida's trying to
I
punch.
think the enforcement will be selective, but I think if you're a major
Oh,
company
yeah.
and see a threat like that,
you're
you
not a
say,
scumbag,
fuck
you
you, I'm
should
not
bounce.
operating
Yep.
here, I'm leaving. Right? I'm not going to run that risk.
Well, I'm
So-
not sure you can't just tie them up in court, suing them for the relocation cost.
Yeah.
Well, and then you have
So-
companies like Amazon and stuff who have all offered to pay their workers if they need to leave the state to go.
Yeah.
So what, are they going to kick all of them out? I don't think
No, I'm
so.
saying those companies, if Texas passes that
Yeah.
law,
Amazon shouldn't.
those
be able to do
companies should not do business in Texas.
No,
You
I
should not be able
understand
to
that,
order.
Yeah.
But the point is that if this, if the state is going to try to enforce, you can't, help these people in
Yeah.
any manner, these companies are just going to be like, fuck you, and do it anyway. And what are they going to do? Sue them? Like, that's going to go real far.
No, I think
I'm sure Amazon has lots of lawyers that know a lot about this and how it works.
Maybe it's like this.
I think enforcement is irrelevant. If they pass the law, you cut them off.
Yeah, if there were good corporations.
Turn them into
If
the third
corporations
world
could
they so
exist as a
desperately
good-
want to
No,
be.
and I agree with that, but that's
And
not
the nice thing
gonna
about Texas is if we build the wall around it, we can call it
We're not
Shitholistan.
going to build the wall around it. It's such a
I'm
big
trying to
thing.
figure out how many
When we
antidepressants
build the
I'm
wall
going
around
to
it.
have to dissolve into the cistern when that's not the outcome and the corporations betray your belief in them.
We'll see.
I think they're gonna happily operate. And again, maybe that's just because I'm so jaded. I should be hung up in a window. But fuck, man.
I know. No,
I think it'll be funny when Texas tries to secede from the union again. That's inevitably going to
Oh,
happen
please let
when
them.
people come back.
Hey, Russia
Assuming-
gins these movements up. Look at the one in California who then ran off to Russia with all the money, which is fucking brilliant, buddy. But
yes, absolutely.
a fool and its money are soon.
No, I'd have run someplace other than Russia, but
For him, it's running home.
All right.
No.
Trump cracking down on Republicans.
so Trump was running the scam about donations for the Legal Defense Fund for the stolen election, where there was no such organization. They solicited funds for an organization that did not exist. Right? This
Did
is
it ever exist?
No.
I didn't think so.
No.
So it's not like
No.
it existed and they failed to reincorporate or whatever.
Nope.
It hadn't
or it
lapsed.
existed and they stole all its money. No,
Yeah,
it never
no,
existed.
no.
Yeah.
Weird.
So this is clearly mail fraud and so forth. So
like it to me.
anyway, there are some folks looking into it in various states because it operated nationwide. All it takes is one attorney general
Yep.
and a prosecutor worth his shit. So now here's the wonderful one. So attorneys for Donald Trump are sending out cease and desist letters to Republican candidates who have been using his name to threaten and bully conservative voters into sending them campaign contributions.
No, he's fucked.
Yeah, so anyway, Dawsey and Michael Shearer report that big supporters of the president, big political supporters, candidates, have been reaping the benefits of using Trump's name as the midterms get near. The former president is not pleased that that cash is flowing to them and not to him.
Oh yeah.
So
And
apparently,
using his name, yeah.
apparently, not only is it grift, right?
He's
but
not
it's
getting the shit.
proprietary
Yeah.
grift. So anyway, just ridiculous.
That's
We're stupider than him.
Oh, yeah.
no. This is largely the attempt to turn us into the Russian-style kleptocracy.
Yeah.
Right, where it's baroque and dumb.
Yeah.
All right.
They failed to count the number of weapons.
Fair. Boomer Rex is about damn time. Tell me the good news, sir.
All right. So, I mean, we knew this was coming. Uvalde School District Police Chief Pete Arredondo has resigned from the Uvalde City Council in the
Good,
wake.
fuck him.
Good first step. So, anyway, is after much consideration, it's in the best interest of the community, yada, yada, yada. So,
Should've taken
this is the
fucking
coward. This is the coward who had his officers stand outside the classroom in Uvalde for 77 minutes, and in particular stopped an armed police officer whose wife had called him and told him she was dying inside the classroom, and they prevented him. They took his weapon away and escorted him from the compound.
Yeah, that is not okay, guys. Like, don't
Yeah.
do that to your buddies. Like, you guys are supposed to. I can't even. It just disgusts me every time I think about it. It makes me want to throw up. Like, you are not my friends. If you stop me from wanting to protect a loved one, no, fuck
is the
off.
You can have
They're
my
lucky he didn't fucking shoot him. They really are.
you can have my empty pistol when you pry it from
For
my cold dead
fucking
hands.
hands.
So
No, there are. Yes, I could construct a tactical situation where that's going to be what happens. This had already so gone to shit that fuck it, run an audible is, I think, a fine answer.
yeah.
I think if you're also going to do that in the other case, that probably starts with you beanbagging that guy. Right, that you
Yeah.
shoot him in the body armor with a beanbag, and then two cops fall on him, control his arms.
Yeah.
Not this.
But I'm not at all sure they had the stones to contest
No,
him. They
no,
didn't
no.
have the stones to contest the shooter.
Yeah, no,
So,
I...
anyway, I'm sorry. You had something to say.
Yes.
This is kind of the point where I'm starting to think maybe we should start relying less on the police for guns and, more on Homeland Security in general. Or National Guard, for that matter.
National Police is a hard sell.
Yeah.
You need a lot of New World Order kids opposed for free. Um,
If there's an active shooter, I feel like they should be relatively involved.
The problem is that then you're putting them in every police station or fire department.
and National Guard doesn't have that many shooters.
Yeah, you're not.
What could you? So one of the things I was kicking around was a division of Fish and Wildlife, but
There you go. They're pretty good shots.
Which do you figure a shooter is, fish or wildlife?
right,
Wildlife. Okay, got it. Never mind.
I'd
Yeah.
call them bears. Yeah.
Yeah,
yeah, it's a dangerous mammal.
yeah.
I also think it's easier for me to sell them on. We're gonna give them those mag-fed shotguns. Pick your favorite variant, the internet. I know
Yeah.
you like several. And just go in and shoot 12 tasers in it and see what it does.
Yeah.
Really drone up and do this, but that's always my answer. So
Yeah.
Fair. All right. Dumbass of the day. Is this a times two? Did I read that right?
It is.
Okay, cool.
what'd they do?
Oh, this is wonderful. So in a 4th of July column for The Atlantic, Mitt Romney lamented the state of the nation where the two major parties are talking past each other and singled out Donald Trump for feeding into the sickness gripping the country. Hey, Mitt Romney, for years you helped build this coalition of the insane.
Yep.
You talked all the dog whistle, you blew all the dog whistles. When you were asked about evolution, you said, well, the scientific answer isn't in yet, and so forth. Mitt Romney, you are the scum of the fucking earth, and you are trying so hard to act like you're not what you are. is someone who aided and abetted the Trumpistas.
Yeah, genuflect, motherfucker. These are the people you were the handmaiden
And the
of.
interesting thing is, and I'll say this just for the Republicans now, right? So, Mitt Romney is a rhino.
Yeah.
And
Oh,
there's
yeah.
nothing worse than a rhino.
He's doubled his net value since he ran for president last time.
Yeah, well, again,
Yeah, business been
it's
good
a good
for him.
grift. Yeah.
Well, and he only made a little money. Remember that 450,000 he was? Anyway, I digress.
The 450 million in his 401k.
Oh no, that was the other sketchy thing.
That's the other.
The other
That can't be that I have never heard a good explanation for.
There is what is believed.
Oh,
to be-
yeah.
Okay.
But that gets into saying some things that I'm not comfortable to.
Yeah. Okay.
That just seems like really odd
Yeah.
that you could do that.
Well, rich people can.
Yeah.
Mitt Romney can. Normal people can't. Real Americans can't.
Yeah.
So again, Mitt Romney, you should just leave and go live in Spain or
Republicans,
somewhere.
go beat him up for
Somewhere
not being
where you
born in the
fit in.
United States.
All
Just
right.
let your xenophobia benefit me once.
So the other one, oh God, I love this. So the worst of it is Nikki Haley, Republican, South Carolina, graduated with an accounting degree from Clemson. Well, let's say they put her name on a degree. So she was attacking Joe Biden for inflation, and she explained how, the meat was up 7%, and the hot dogs were up 12%, and the ice cream was up 10%. And then her graphic added them all up to get a total increase in inflation of 67%. Shit-tards, that's not how it fucking works.
You do understand
mouth of
that
babes.
if, say, one thing is 10% increase, another thing is 10% increase, that does not mean you have a 20% increase. It's still a
Yeah.
10%,
That's 10%
across the board.
Yes.
This is insane.
Right.
Why are people dumb?
So you talk about the average, or if you're really excited about the mathematics, you weight the average according to the expenditures, which is what the Consumer Price Index does, right? But again, we all knew that Nikki Haley was a shitbird, right, and was perfectly willing to lick Trump's boots and other parts.
Is it that? Or is it that Nikki Haley realized that being an effete intellectual in this party...
I knew you were going to come back with that. I saw the fucking rake and I stepped on it just so you could give the...
Yeah,
Right.
that's what... is it she picking up Bush's inability to say certain words or pretending
No,
to...
I'm completely ready to believe that Nikki Haley did this knowing that she was going to get called on it, and it would make her look more normal, make
Well,
her
and
look
that's
like
the-
a regular person. That was
It's-
why George Bush, God damn, I hate it when these fetuses come to the table. So George Bush
Fair.
was forever saying nuclear. The fucking word is nuclear, you illiterate bastard.
made him folksy.
It made him folksy, and
It's
I
like
think
buying the ranch 6 months
he
before he announced.
apparently did it on purpose.
Yep.
And
A lot of presidents did that.
Oh yeah, no, they always do. He's pretending to not.
I find it difficult
the
to
difference between
believe
Shiite
John
and Sunni.
Kennedy ever said the word nuclear.
But
No, but he did other things.
yeah,
He did something. Yes.
He did something. All presidents have something.
Oh yeah, no.
and we've made it into an art form.
Barack Obama inviting somebody for a beer,
Yeah.
which I would have been interesting to be there. I think it would have been,
Oh yeah.
yeah.
I
So,
would have had a beer with Barack.
yep.
Beer with Barack. I love that. They
Yeah.
should have done his own little show.
Yeah.
All right.
Teddy's fireside chats.
There you go. Not McConnell's call.
Oh, this one is so much fun. Mitch McConnell is so desperately, right, trying to move the Republican Party to something that's, at least someplace you can see rational
Not
from
a
there.
fucking vertical dive.
Yeah. And so that was the reason for his doing
See how
the,
far down we can go.
they're saying, significant gun violence prevention bill. The only thing significant about that fucking bill is that it got passed. There's nothing in it that's going to help in any way, shape, or form.
Oh,
The red flag stuff might help a little if the states actually use the money.
it helps a bunch of ways. It lets you talk about how we have enough laws already. It's the enforcement.
Yeah.
We just passed one last year.
Yeah. So anyway, he knows that the Trump crazy, the QAnon crazy, the Repug crazy, is losing ground in the suburbs, which they have to win.
Yep.
For national
They need
offices.
suburbs like they need Ohio. Like
Yeah.
no Republicans won presidency since 1800 something.
So he's
without
been
it.
trying so desperately to make the Republican Party look rational. So I got some news for you there, Mitchy baby. The Moscow Mitch. You ain't the face of the Republican Party and haven't been for 10 years.
Yeah.
And you don't dictate policy for the Republican Party. And when Trump announces, I'm shocked he didn't announce on the 4th of July.
That shit.
I can't believe he missed that opportunity.
Yeah.
So anyway, yeah, not your call, boy.
It may be that there's someone in Trump's thing sabotaging him. I'm hoping now, but I'm also reinventing the nonsense about the resistance. So I'm not to be trusted and should be fair.
Very true.
All right.
I think all of them should be bear maced.
Criminality everywhere.
This one just pisses me off all around.
What do they do now?
So the Edwards were Christian missionaries to Canada who lived in Turkey for many years and moved to Florida in 2019. Why is it always Florida? Always Florida.
No income tax.
Anyway, they ran a faith-based, and I'm going to put quotation marks on it, charity, with a high-minded mission to communicate Christian love and doctrine and service.
How did they plan it?
So when COVID came
I don't know,
around-
but it goes ka-ching a lot.
Yeah. So anyway, when COVID came around, they received $8 million of COVID relief funds
Must be
for
nice.
their charity, which employed 486 mythical employees and had a monthly payroll of 2.7 million.
Seems like a lot.
What?
Yeah,
I don't believe that.
doesn't exist. Never did.
Figured.
Yeah. So anyway, on September the 17th of 2020, their beige Mercedes was pulled over by 3 Florida Highway Patrol cars. All 4 family members were inside the vehicle. Edwards, seated in the front passenger seat, had a laser printer on his lap. In the rear passenger seat was 2 large, clear garbage bags full of shredded documents. Their personal electronic devices had been stuffed into Faraday bags. And then they also had suitcases full of financial records and other Faradays with laptops and tablets inside.
Shit, Max.
Florida judge in Florida ordered the forfeiture of the $8 million that the Edwards family had received after the government claimed that the proceeds were fraud. It's been 18 months, and none of them have been charged with a criminal offense.
They haven't
Oh, fuck.
returned the money?
Destruction of evidence right there. It's plain that it happened.
They did the fraud. They had to return the money. It's time to charge them for the fraud.
Have we really just announced that if you can steal your way into the 1%, you can steal past the don't enforce it line?
Yeah, apparently.
Fuck me.
Again, we used to have
Crimes. Do not do crimes, the internet.
we used to have at some level
Don't get caught.
one set of rules for the rich and one set of rules for the poor. Now it's become very clear. We have a set of rules for the poor, and there are no rules for the rich at all.
Yeah.
Anyway,
What's the point of making rules when you could just buy your way out of them?
You said 2.7 mil, right?
Yep.
Was
no,
supposedly
I said 8 million
8 million.
Yeah, but their monthly cost
their
was...
year, was it monthly or yearly?
monthly.
Okay. So they claim to have 400 employees.
Almost 500.
I did 480.
Yeah. 486.
At $35 an hour.
Correct.
Yeah, that's $5,625 a month that each of these people were supposedly making.
$35 an hour for a 40-hour work week.
$35
At
an
a
hour.
charity.
At a charity.
Oh, yeah.
That should have sparked major red flags. within
Well,
itself.
something sparked red flags because they were forced to return the 8 million.
I don't understand why the U.S. government is in the business of underwriting charity. Full fucking stop. But that's me, and I'm quite mad.
Maybe they should investigate charities more often.
Just stop letting them be a thing. Enforcement.
Well, and the big thing about charities is that when the government abandoned its responsibility for the social net and so forth, charities became a good thing.
Yeah.
And then everybody recognized they were a really cool grift.
Yeah, this
Right.
is my thing.
So
All
I'm
right.
sorry, I don't give anymore. I don't know who the hell I can safely give to.
Yeah.
No, yeah.
Yeah.
Updates with Boomer Rex health threats.
Bum, bum, bum.
Bum, bum, bum. What is one of the big effects of the end of Roe v. Wade?
Health issues with
More
women.
not vaccinated babies.
Mental health
The number of
issues.
men seeking vasectomies has gone up by a factor between 6 and 10.
Oh yeah.
That's
Do it,
pretty
boys.
responsible behavior. Now, I can tell you what group it is, and not one of them ever voted for Trump or ever would. But they're looking at
If
this
they
and
have a
saying, I can
penis-
protect my wife.
I'm going to say responsibility is not high on this list, but I do agree, and good job, boys.
Yeah. No, these are primarily married men who
Yes.
are looking to protect their
Good
wives.
job,
Okay,
boys.
cool.
Yes.
Way to go.
You overcame the deficiency of your penis to do one thing right today.
Keep it up.
Yes,
Find
no,
more
good
ways
fucking
to do
job.
the
That's
right
what I'm
thing.
saying. Only becomes a problem on the internet when people ask me to explain the nice things when I'm just trying to pat you on the head and say, good job, boys.
You overcame the influence of a penis. Oh, God. You're
All
crazy.
Right.
The odds of
Find
fidelity
it
in a
where it
relationship
is.
is directly proportional to the number of penises in it. They're a bad fucking design.
So more than 30,000 residents of Sydney have been told to evacuate and to prepare to abandon their homes. We're talking about places in Australia where they have received a meter of rain
Ooh.
in one day.
Yeah.
That's
Sounds like Australia.
That sounds like mudslides and
That's-
like
Oh, yeah. No, that's 2 inches an hour, which is torrential rain
yeah, just
for
constant.
24 hours.
Jesus.
That's
We had
go outside
45
and
minutes
breathe.
of torrential rain here, and there was standing water everywhere on that flat ranch. Everywhere.
yeah, so.
It
couple of
simply
million
couldn't
gallons.
flow away fast enough.
No, wait. Yeah, that'd be standing one. Maybe if there was.
I don't know. I mean, figure it out in acre feet.
Yeah, but fuck, man,
Oh,
that's
yeah,
a lot.
because-
And I joke about like 3 feet of rain all at once right now. And fuck, man, sorry,
That
Australia.
happened.
Yeah.
Sorry, Australia. Asshole was getting a little too excited over here.
So again,
You ever need to survive
I'd take
in
it here.
Australia,
Yeah.
we'll make sure you do that.
these are things that have never happened.
Yeah.
Right. The weather record, no, it's never happened during the period that we've kept weather records, which is in Australia probably from 1810 to present, right? Something in that order.
Well, and prior things we can guess based on the environment. And
Yeah.
whatnot.
Yeah,
So again, the way weather works, the way we deal with weather is called climatology. And it's based on what the weather has done here before.
and then
And the problem
bigger
is
chunks of averages.
the problem is it doesn't work anymore. We're getting to the point where you cannot look at the climatology for guidance on what your weather's going to be. Not
Because
the high
it's changing
temperature,
so
not
much.
the rainfall, not the, yeah. Yeah, there'll be some lucky places that don't change much. But on either side of those, there are going to be ones that go into a 30-year drought. There are going to be ones that begin to get 4 times as much water as they've ever gotten. So now every dam, right, is inadequate. Every holding pond is inadequate, right? So anyway, enjoy. We can do something about this, or we can get really fucked up.
Yeah.
So,
Or we can just deny it's going to happen and get fucked up anyway, because that's
well, yeah.
In the immortal words of LL Cool J, we can handle this like gentlemen, or we can get into some gangster shit.
Yep.
Yeah. Fair.
And
can
we're
do
going to
it
get a
easy way
tiny
to-
taste of it this year based on what's happening with the grain harvest in various European countries,
Yep.
Didn't we have
not counting Ukraine.
Yeah. We can't really count Ukraine because Russia ran off with a bunch of it.
Yeah, but of the usual amount
Yeah.
that they export to anywhere, we're going to get 25% best.
Yeah.
So Ukraine is off.
This
the
is
list.
going to destabilize.
We literally have like 6 natural disasters that have never happened historically in the span of a 48-hour period sometime this year. It's either 3 or 6. But we had an obscene amount of
Yeah.
record-breaking natural disasters
Yeah.
recently.
So anyway, wait till the first storm gets into the Gulf. It's
Man.
gonna be fun.
You see, what's its name hopped over and got into the Atlantic or Pacific.
Yeah, I see it out there in the Pacific, and I keep looking at the steering currents to say, any chance it's going to blow my way? I could use a hurricane.
And okay, but look, if a hurricane ever really fucks up Las Vegas, I might have made a promise that I'd help loot.
Oh,
You
okay.
guys want to come help me loot Las Vegas
Yeah.
during a
I'm all about it.
hurricane? Like it's during the hurricane. This isn't like after when you get shot. This is
What?
You're going to be so disappointed.
What's
Probably.
fun doing it like afterwards when everyone else is doing it?
Yes,
You want to get the
that
jump
is
on it.
very, very much the point. That's how this all started. I think there's some other
Okay.
movie where that's basically the plan or a book.
Or its plot.
Yeah.
That was done for Katrina or one of those.
Yeah,
That they had people with trucks in the expensive housing areas,
yeah.
Waiting to loot.
actively looting when they got caught.
Well, and that's the. This is you have to go out in the storm.
Yeah.
Because nobody else is going to
Yeah.
even try and defend their... They're not going to be there during the storm.
Right.
They're going to run.
All the cops will have run.
As soon as the winds start to die and the rain starts to lighten, you just get out of Dodge.
Yep.
Because they'll figure out what you're doing then.
I was never here. All right. So
Come
tonight
in
we
Vegas.
did just the news since last night. I took over the show and yelled a lot. So love y'all. And we're going to see you back here tomorrow night. So don't forget to comment, like, subscribe, heart, follow, review. Smash that like button on YouTube. Go to BoomerRexTonight, no spaces, on Facebook for fun memes and a link to our Patreon. Give us $1. You can find us on YouTube as BoomerX or check your favorite podcasting service for BoomerRexTonight. We can be found on over a dozen different platforms, including Podbean, Apple Podcast, Google Podcast, iHeartRadio, and Samsung Podcast. Hit us up on Twitter at BRexTonight. And if you Google BoomerRexTonight, no spaces, all links will lead you to us. We love y'all. See you tomorrow back here on
Maybe
BoomerRexTonight.
you'll actually find my stuff in the credits of the YouTube this time.